Oh my god, I sprayed all the fragrance that I'm gonna present to you today. I cannot breathe anymore here. As you understood, today we're talking about Beast Mode fragrances. I am Clémence, I talk about fragrance. Welcome back. In the category of fragrance that really impressed me with a beast sillage, I need to talk about Amber Kiso DS and Durga. I had a sample of this because I ordered it on the Cologne collection, which was really great. To be honest, I discovered a lot of fragrance and it's really nice always to order sample. This is my guilty pleasure, I have to say. This is the one that really impressed me. My gosh, there's too many perfume in there. I sprayed one of them on me quite a lot and I think I'm gonna have a headache, which would be one of the first time it happens to me, to be honest. My god, like my Amber Kiso sounds so weak compared to the scent of the room. I assure you that this is one of the most beast fragrance I smelled this year. As you can see, my tester strip is yellow. I'm nose blind. It's a leather scent, like really intense leather. Nearly like when you smell it, for me, I smell the inside of a handbag, you know, of a leather handbag. What I like with this is that it's got something that makes it a bit softer and it's maple. And I really feel this gives something slightly honey, something like slightly warm in that polish the edges. Yeah, it's cypress note. So you have nearly that pine tree, you know, feel when you smell the fragrance as well. So you need to enjoy that like greenness surrounding it, you know. Very sophisticated, very complex. And that's what I thought actually with DS and Durga. I found them quite complex and very unique. I think it's gonna please a lot of fragrance nerd. Bit more cozy compared to the other leather I'm gonna show you. To be honest, I love to wear leather during fall. I don't know you, but for me this is the best time. I think it's because I like to wear leather jackets during fall. I don't know. Obviously, if it's in this video, it lasts all day, no problem. You can have it during 74 hours straight. Please take a shower though. This one is Le Lion de Chanel. So this one I discovered it like, I think when it was launched, directly I went there. At least smelled it again on someone and I was like, oh my god, what is he wearing? I go to like see some friends that love fragrance. I'm usually, oh, what do you wear? And I'm going close to them and like, but like this time I was like, Femme Fa, hey, oh! What I love with Chanel fragrance, I mean, I work with them for such a long time. This is really a touch that I really appreciate with their fragrance, is that despite being a very nuclear bond leather tone, it's labdanum actually. It's a plant, but it does smell like leatherish. It's not listed in the notes, but for me, when you smell it, I kind of smell a bit that incensey vibe. Vanilla, ambery note when it dries down. So it's really warm in the dry down, but really what makes a big, and you're gonna smell it straight away, it's that zesty note. And I think it makes that leather note really different from everything that I smell, and that's the touch of Chanel. If you try the strongest fragrance of Chanel, they always try to balance it with something maybe a bit fresher, to make a nice balance, to make sure that it's still versatile. The hint of bergamot is pinching you all the time when you wear that fragrance, and I absolutely love that. That lemony, zesty bergamot that is slightly green, because that's the vibe with bergamot compared to lemon. It's slightly green, it's super mysterious, it's extremely sexy. Not that surprised, because since Olivier Paul came as a perfumer for Chanel, he really, you can tell that he loves to do like something like extremely intense, which I personally like, compared to his dad, for example. Well, his dad did like also like beast stuff, you know. But for example, the first work, one of the first work of Olivier Paul in the range was Missia. If you haven't smelled this, this is a violety lipstick rose scent. When you smell it, like it's killing the game. It's like so beast that it will intoxicate the whole planet. It was the only fragrance I could wear only once, like you know, one spray. Who does one spray nowadays? Me with this fragrance. And it's the same with Le Lion. when I smelled that, I was like, oh, he done it again. This is impressive, very impressive. Another leather fragrance, and after I leave you with my leather because VICI leather, that's the scent I'm wearing today, and that's probably why I am absolutely nose blind now. You know, I did a full review of Electimuss fragrance. I do really feel that I like Electimuss because they play with something a bit retro and something that is intense, very natural, and ultra qualitative ingredient, obviously inspired by Gladiator, ancient Rome, and you can really feel that.
This is Sparta!
Like, I mean, I've never bought a fragrance because it's strong. Like, it's not me. Like, you know, like, I don't. For me, it's a bonus. But I have to say, in the fragrance, it was just like making sense with the philosophy. As Amber Kiso is green and Le Lion is slightly nicely balanced with bergamot, this one is the balsamic one. So it's not that kind of amber that is sweet and soft. In this one, it's like nearly, you know, those ingredients like myrrh, olibanum, frankincense, those kind of resin that you burn that gives something quite religious. And they actually is so resinous that it gives a little bit of thickness to the fragrance, mystical aspect. In this fragrance, I don't feel that much that it smells religious or churchy, but you smell that really balsamic tone, you know, that gives like this mystical vibe. Slightly balanced with a hint of tuberose, which is an extremely fragrant flower, but in this one, it gives something slightly creamy, romantic, and somewhat extremely charismatic. A hint of cinnamon and wormwood. So I know it's ingredient that is usually some people, they are like, not too much, but it's very impressive. Number 3 of this list has to be Bake by Akro. I could list any Akro fragrance at this point because it does know how to do an amazing and unique fragrance, but also making it extremely long lasting and powerful. Jeremy fragrance, please.
Power!
Thank you, perfume god. Oh dear. Lemon zest, whipped cream, praline and vanilla. And so it's really gourmand. What can you expect from Olivier Cresp? It's a lemon pie, a lemon cake. You know those little cakes that you get from La Durée that are extremely concentrated, very lemon zest-like, with a huge dough, because you can smell the dough. Me, that's the first thing I could smell. You know that thick dough. It's so intense. The gourmand of the year for me so far, and I think the most incredible. And to be fair, I remember like from Abby with Love and Sam from My World of Fragrance, like we went to try it together again for me and for Sam. And I remember Abby, she loves gourmand. She was like, oh. Me too. I was like, oh my god! And you could, we sprayed quite a few times, and the shop was intoxicated with that scent. New release that I smelled really recently, a pleasure to talk about that, and it's Tobacco Honey by Guerlain. Woo! Ew! Are they doing an Naxos? No, it's very different. It's very straightforward because it's very sweet. It's sticky honey, and I'm gonna insist on that because usually when my favorite honey are not sticky, huh? It's like honeyed, but it's kind of soft, sweet, but not too much. This one is like you put your finger in the honey and you stuck into it. You know, you have a dry down that is extremely cozy. It's oud, vanilla, and tongue cabin. So you know this is the kind of warmth that is ultra reassuring. I personally don't think I would purchase something like that just because I've got tobacco honey scent and I've got Naxos, and I prefer the balance of Naxos because it's also beast and it does blend with lavender, and I really love this smart balance. It's more like the quality. The quality of the ingredient is insane. I always thought that Guerlain was really affordable for actually the quality of fragrance. Even if this one is in the range that is higher price point, I do really feel like for what you get, you're paying a fair price. I'm very sensitive with honey, and I think this is gonna get very heady for me. like, oh, I will have to pace and spray once or twice, unfortunately. First one is Atkinson Pirate Grand Reserve. This is a personal crush. I have to say, you know, when I have a crush on fragrance, it always involves a boozy scent. My last year crush was Givenchy Réserve Privée that I have now in my collection. Everything that is boozy is for me amazing. I have a problem, maybe I'm an alcoholist, but in fragrances, not in real life. I love the rum, the boozy vanilla, not smell like the barrels of rum and stuff like that, because it feels actually really woody. Cacao in the dry down, like chocolatey note that gives something comforting at the end. It's cedar, cashmere, so it's at the same time leisuring, but at the same time beast. And I am in love from this scent. I really need it for winter, and I'm sure that my boyfriend is gonna love that a lot. He's still in his summer fragrance because, you know, like the world doesn't revolve around Europe, so for some country they still have summer, you know, so we don't have to wear just fall just now. So at the moment he wants to get like a mandarin basilic from Guerlain, so let's see how it goes. Me, I would like un jardin à citer from Hermès. But I've got a new video coming. I'm talking about this. I'm spoiling my video. Jesus! I think it gives me like a pirate sexy vibe. And I have to say, like, who didn't have a crush on Orlando Bloom in Pirate of the Caribbean? Me! Also not something that feels dirty, you know. There's some cleanness, sharpness to this fragrance that is really good. It's Atkinson. Huh? Let's not forget about Atkinson. That is a very aristocratic brand. If you want to see my review on Atkinson, it's available. I did it last week. Yeah, it's amazing. So I definitely need that in my life. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me what are the most beast, the most potent fragrance that you tried this year. So don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Also, if you want to see my face more often, it would be very appreciated. And if you enjoyed that video, please hit the like button. This is free and it makes me happy. Huge thank you to the people that support the channel by doing some super thanks. These are the most recent one. And thank you so much. I wish you a lovely day. Bye now.
Let's clock out, you and me. Je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.